startups who's preparing those entrepreneurs to be ready to stand in front of Itzik and his team and to be accepted. Because most of the ideas are falling in this part. No one to support them. Usually he is working in a position in any company. So he's securing his minimum income to live in the city, where the cost of living is very high. So he can take the forest and I will be unemployed, I will start dreaming on my idea, no one will jump to that sea. So someone here, he have to be ready. Because if I will present it in this case, you said, you are not ready yet, and you are not a company named as a company. So someone have to fill that. If an incubator can take them, prepare them, and bring them to pitch their ideas as a company, we will see more companies in that pipeline. So, yes, please.
No, I don't want to.
So in the time that there are no policies or no system to support them, we want to see from programs like Jinnovate and others to start filling this gap. Then the pipe will be bigger for you to choose of.
That's a brilliant point, and I want to add to it, if I may. When we made our first investment in our East Jerusalem guy, we did not yet build our offices. And since he was in Jerusalem, JVP, Jerusalem Venture Partner, were kind enough to host him in their offices. And I guess most of you know those offices. I think it's one of the most beautiful campuses in Israel. And when the entrepreneur, Adam Ghazali, he one day was driving in his car with his mother past the offices of JVP. And he told his mother, Mom, you know, these guys are about to invest in me $500,000, and I'm going to get offices here, and I'm going to start my own company. And his mother said, yeah, sure. It was so hard for her to believe. You cannot imagine a Jewish mother reacting like this with disbelief. And these are exactly the things that are missing. The confidence, not just the confidence, the knowledge, the understanding of young Arab entrepreneurs that first of all, they can do it. And second, that there are people there that are waiting to get their ideas. Going back to Hani's point, I think it's very important to stress this. Many Arab entrepreneurs come for a 100 meters run of a startup. They're standing 10 meters behind the starting line when everybody's standing on the line. Our role as investors and a great organization like Jinnovate is to get them to the same point as others, because once you start your company, nobody cares where you came from. Nobody cares if you were discriminated or you had a hard life before. You need to compete, and this is what we do, giving them the tools, proactively improving their companies. And I want to add one more thing. Hani, for example, is a manifestation of people that did it without any support of the ecosystem. People like Hani are kind of an accident, are an exception because they're extremely brilliant and extremely strong in character. They did it, people like Hani did it, despite the environment, the business environment, and the ecosystem around them. Our role, all of us here, is to make people succeed because of the system. We had the Innovation Authority, very, very aggressive in helping entrepreneurs in Israel in general, and Arab entrepreneurs. We have organizations like Jinnovate. We had cycles of 3D program with the Reichman Institution that we taught entrepreneurship. Today, we stopped it because the Innovation Authority, again, is financing programs to teach entrepreneurship for Arab young people. So today, we are in a situation that this system is starting to kind of grow people because of the system and not despite of it. And this is a very, very good future for all of you here.
Yes.
Just one sentence. Even though we will only fund companies that already have funds of themselves, we work with these startups for years before they actually are ripe to get a grant. So many startups come to us, we talk to us, and we stay in touch with them as they grow and become relevant to a bird grant, and we're happy to do that, and that is part of what Hani was talking about.
Yeah, thank you very much. So this is also another milestone for the startups in order to be validated by seeing, having, like, learning from your experiences and the all the opportunities that they will have by meeting you. We're done. Thank you very much. But I want to thank the Innovation Authority for this, Hanan, Mikhail, the whole team. Yeah, thank you very much. And thanks for this incitement. I want to thank also Professor Salim Hajihya, though he's not with us, but thank you very much for your time and for your
Thank you.
support. Thanks.
Thank you so much. We're going to have 30 seconds for you to scan the QR code for the feedback. Now we're going to invite our innovation... Sorry. Now we're going to invite our Jinnovate startups for their pitches. Let's welcome, Dr. Khaled Kayali.
Hi everyone, I'm Khaled, this is Raed. 2 years ago, a mother cried in my school. Her son had Down syndrome, was seeing 4 different therapists. She had folders full of reports, pages and pages of assessments, recommendations, progress notes. She looked at me and said, I don't understand any of them, and worse, I don't think they understand each other. That moment changed everything for me. I called Muhammad and Raed. We brainstormed a solution. That's when livability was born.
Every child needs multiple specialists, physiotherapist, occupational therapist, speech therapist, and of course the doctor. If every one of the specialists writes a report for the child multiple times per year, papers are given to the families and more information for the families. So the families got confused from this amount of information, and they take more and more appointments only to understand the situation of their children. In daily practice, doctors and professionals don't have the time to read all the reports. Instead, they look in the reports for keywords written inside the reports to understand the situation of their children. So many information got lost in the process and repeated therapy plans and goals. Doctors and therapists also work in different systems. So the only way for them to communicate is through written reports. And that will lead to difficult to see the picture of the children. As a result, therapy plans are repeated, confused families, doctors are working doctors are working without the full picture, so the system is broken.
We built Livability to fix this. Livability is a platform that connecting all stakeholders around every child with special needs. For the child, one digital profile, complete history, all therapy tracked, nothing lost. For families, no more paper chaos, no more appointment confusion, everything organized, everything clear. For therapists, the therapist can see everything before the session, what's worked yesterday, what's improved, what's not. For doctors, shorter appointments, faster waiting list, better focus. The result, children reach independence faster. be effective in community, better outcomes, real coordination. But there's more. We added AI. Our AI reads reports in seconds. It finds milestones automatically. It fills the profile instantly. No manual work, real-time updates. But we didn't build AI just to save time on paperwork. We built it to improve outcomes. It recommends what works, specific exercises for this child, videos that match their learning, games that help development, activities for home. Every therapist gets smart recommendations. Every family gets clear next steps. AI that serves the child.
The market is 800 billion globally. We are targeting to 1 billion in our local market and in Gulf region and USA. Massive needs, massive opportunities. We are selling to business and government. One city contract equals $200,000 to $500,000. 1,000 family is served.
Competitors are serving pieces, clinics, therapists, schools. We connect everyone, AI-powered, multilingual, special need focused. We're moving fast. We're finalizing our MVP. Pilot next quarter. Launch by the end of this year. Momentum is building. We're raising $300,000. This gets us to 2 pilots. First contract signed, more than 1,000 users. Gulf market traction, and ready for seed round. Remember that mother crying? Your investment gives her clarity, gives her son coordinated care, gives 2 million people hope. We have the solution, we have the team, we have the moment. Our team is Khaled with business strategy, me, Muhammad with technical skills, Raed with clinical expertise. Every child deserves coordinated care. Every family deserves clarity. Every provider deserves better tools. Together, let's elevate abilities and transform lives. Thank you.
Now I would like to welcome Mr. Zafir Sabbah.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. I am Zafir Sabbah, and today I am presenting BEEP, which is Elderly Friendly Healthcare Medication System for cardiovascular patients. Sorry. So here's the problem. Patients with CVD mostly take medications every day, and missed medications is not something simple. It could derives to emergency visits and hospitalization. Also, moreover that, healthcare providers always suffer of visibility to the case of the patients after discharge. Also, caregivers mostly have the same conscious and stress because they are not following up their elderly people, and that's why wearables now optimize data, not adherence. Our solution is offline reminder via sound and vibration, also passive adherence interference, which means no effort needed from the patient himself. Also, alerts also receives caregivers only when there's something wrong happened. Our product is merged with other systems, no Wi-Fi needed. Also measures user vitals signs on the spot and real-time tracking and reporting. The market opportunity is big and is going much bigger because elderly people are growing day after day. In this table, there is two comparison between the US market and Israel market. According to the population, which is 65 plus, in the US in 2025, there were 61.2 millions. In Israel, they were 1.25 million. And in 2030, there will be 71 million patients in USA, and Israel, there will be 1.37 patients. Also, CVD patients in the USA in 2025, they were 18 million, and in Israel, they are 0.33 million. In 2030, there will be 23 million patients in the US, and in 2030, there will be 0.38 in Israel. And what is important also that the non-adherence cost is 300 billion in 2025 in the USA. In Israel, it's 2 billion. And in 2030, there will be 380 billions in USA and 2.8 billions in Israel. The revenue stream comes from three things. The first one, which is hardware sale. The second one is subscription. And the third one is business-to-business streaming. Also, the SaaS plan for the whole project is divided into three parts. The first one, or three plans, sorry. The first one, which is family-based. The second one, caregivers plus. And the third one is clinical and insurers. The go-to-market strategy are divided into four things: primary entry, clinical touchpoints, trust channels, and expansion path. And if we look about competitive, Beep offers three things that is not with other applications. First one, which is offline medication reminders. Second, which is PI. And the third one, which is cardiovascular adherence focus. These are the main things which is Beep focus on. And the market size, the TAM will be 58 billions, and the SAM will be 2.1 billions, and the SOM will be 420 millions, and the target is, let's say, focus is 20%, sorry. And the financial projection, we have at the first phase, the MVP with 20 users. The second phase will be for pilot program, will have 150 users. And the third phase will be early commercial with 1,000 users. And the launch will be the fourth phase with 5,000 users. And scaled operation will be phase 5 with 20,000 users. And the funding request for the whole MVP is divided as follows: 47% for hosting and legal, 10% for the hardware, and 43% for the R&D, which is in the sum as $65,000 for the MVP. Thank you for listening.
Thank you so much. The future is painless. Microneedles shaping tomorrow's health tech. Let us welcome Prof. Ayman Abu Ammar.
Okay. So, hi everyone. First of all, I would like to thank the organizing committee, especially Dr. Mahmoud Khoues, for the invitation. It's really a pleasure to be here with such a forum and such respected people. And for me, it's a little bit, it's not my natural, let's say, environment. But anyway, I will try to simplify the things that we are doing in our lab. So today I will talk about, okay, so before I will talk about, so who am I? I finished my pharmacy studies at the Hebrew University in Jerusalem, where I did all of my degrees there. After that, I went to the Technion. I joined the nano-engineering group at the Technion, and then I moved to Azrieli College. Okay, just a minute. Then I moved to Azrieli College, where I am now. So this is a brief about me, and my research interests includes, it's mainly drug delivery. We are developing drug delivery systems because we believe that the way to give is as important as the given. This is why we are using several technologies in order to achieve that, such as nano drug delivery systems, micro needles, which I will focus on it, and the third theme, biomimetic adhesive surfaces. In this field, I'm collaborating with my friend, Professor Haitam Qasim. He will give his talk after. So just to give you some context of what we are doing, imagine that you go to the physician, to the doctor, and he gives you 4 options. The first one, to take painless traditional injection. The second one, to take an oral drug 3 times a day for 5 days. The third one, an ointment. Put it 3 or 4 times a day for 5 days. And the last one, tiny microneedle patch that you can just put on your skin, and it will do all of the job for several days. You don't have to answer now. I will try to convince you that the 4th option is the optimal. So, just before I start talking about the microneedles, today in this field we have a lot of collaborations, national and international. Just recently I came back from my sabbatical at Queen's University, Belfast, and where's one of the pioneers in this field, Professor Ryan Donnelly, and we are collaborating also with the Hebrew University, Tel Aviv University, Sheba, Hadassah, and the Italian Institute of Technology. So the story of the microneedles began from the mosquito bite. This painless bite inspired researchers to develop those tiny patches with microneedles for diverse biomedical applications, starting from tissue adhesion, biopsy sampling and biosensing, and last but not least, drug delivery. The advantage of using microneedles in the field of drug delivery is that the main barrier of the skin called stratum corneum, the pointer is not working actually. Fine. Okay. So, okay. No problem. Okay. No worries. It's okay. So, we will focus on drug delivery, and I started to talk about the stratum corneum, which is the main barrier of the skin, and it allows only limited drugs to pass or penetrate through the skin with specific characteristics. So the idea of microneedles that they are, by physically penetrate the skin, they are creating temporary channels which can deliver the drug for the viable epidermis, here for topical administration of the drug, or for the deeper tissues that, such as the upper dermis layer for systemic drug delivery. Other advantages include the minimal invasiveness, no bleeding. Everyone, I think that he can put a patch or stick a patch on its social self-application, and improved drug bioavailability. Today, there are 5 main categories of microneedles, starting from the solid microneedles that most of you know like the roller used for cosmetics, the hollow, the coated. We are concentrating mainly on the dissolving and the hydrogel forming microneedles, which are actually biodegradable. We use to fabricate them biodegradable polymers that allow us to sustain the drug release, again for topical or for transdermal drug delivery. Today, the use of microneedles is not limited only for drug delivery, but also for cosmetics and also for diagnostics. And we have also collaboration with Hadassah Hospital in this regard, that maybe in the Jinnovate next conference, we will present the results, the clinical results. So today I will focus mainly on the drug delivery applications that we have developed. I will showcase some examples from our works in the recent years. I choose to separate the themes into 3 main themes upon the application. So I will start with some examples of our work in the topical application of the drugs. Just before that, I will have to mention that the parafilm model is a skin simulant model validated by the group of Professor Donnelly and Queen's University. It's composed of 8 layers of parafilm stacked together, and it can simulate the mechanical properties of the skin. So in this work, we incorporated steroids into PLGA nanoparticles, in which those nanoparticles were concentrated into the needle shafts of the microneedles. Okay. As you can see here, we can see the difference between the blank and the drug-loaded nanoparticles. And here we have the sodium alginate alone without the nanoparticles. And on C, we can see also the drug-loaded nanoparticles, obviously. Moreover, the integration of the nanoparticles resulted in enhanced mechanical properties of those microneedles. And the dissolution time was about 2 minutes. This means that you have to put this microneedle patch only for 2 minutes, and then you can rinse it or simply remove the base plate, and it can sustain the drug release for about 5 or 6 days. The second example that I will show, it's relevant mainly for the gentleman here. So it's for using minoxidil for alopecia. It's a hydrophilic drug in which we incorporated into the PCL hydrophobic matrix. As also one with a chemical background. So we can here combine this using different surfactants that we use here. And we show that the incorporation of PEG or PEG in different concentrations that did not compromise the mechanical strength of the microneedles. Moreover, we should use only minimal insertion force in order to penetrate the skin. And finally, as you can see here, we can sustain the release for 3 weeks. The third example, we are talking still about topical administration of the drugs. In this research, we are collaborating with Professor Ray Amir from Tel Aviv University. And we develop hydrogel-forming microneedles. Today, the hydrogel-forming microneedles are not biodegradable. So we introduce here a new, or the 6th category of microneedles, which are combining the dissolving on one hand and the hydrogel properties in this case, in which upon application, the microneedles will swell and then it will move to microgels and will undergo enzymatic degradation. I will save the time, but I will show you the main findings here, or the main, if you can please just play the video on the right. Yeah. So here you can see the micro needles downward, and once we add the